Hey, and welcome to our Wednesday night Destiny Global Success Tip, where we are live right here on the Facebook page every 2 weeks. So if you have not liked the Destiny Global Facebook page, make sure to do that because this is free content brought to you by Destiny Global trainers that literally we have put together, we have curated, we have planned out to help you succeed. And it's kind of like your bi-weekly pick-me-up. Just like people drink coffee for a pickup, they drink caffeine for a pick-me-up. This is like your bi-weekly pick-me-up. And so a couple announcements before we jump into the message tonight. If you have not heard, Creating a Dynasty, First Steps to Success, our world-renowned training events are back live and in person in a ballroom. So we have live in-person tickets as well as virtual. You have two options. We are in the middle of October. So we have Creating a Dynasty coming up live in San Antonio, Texas at the Marriott Airport Hotel, November 4th, 5th, and 6th. We still have some tickets, some space left in the ballroom. And so many people have said, Carmen, I want to go through Creating a Dynasty in person. It's so much different live and in person than virtual. And I completely agree. This is your chance. Dynasty only comes around once a year. You have to have attended First Steps to Success prior. But for those of you that have already attended a First Steps to Success virtual or live and in person, this is your chance to attend our once a year advanced leadership training event, workshop, seminar, whatever you want to call it. This is where leaders are birthed. This is where seven-figure income earners are birthed. This is where people go from 0 to 6 figures very rapidly, very quickly. And again, it comes around once a year. So if you miss it this year, it's not going to happen until the end of next year, the end of next year. And then our First Steps to Success, our next one is going to be taking place January 27th, 28th, 29th, back in San Antonio. And that's going to be like the event of the year. Like if you want to crush next year, if you want to crush your goals, if you want to start the year setting yourself up for success, get your ticket. Don't procrastinate. Don't wait around. You don't want it to sell out. Get your ticket. They have some events, but they have some different specials going on. And we will link that down below for you to do. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the message. So tonight we're going to talk about how to finish strong this year. How you can finish strong in 2022. Because so often we start strong, and starting strong, by the way, is way easier than finishing strong. Like starting strong and being excited about a fresh chance, a fresh year. Like when you have a fresh year, there's an automatic excitement that comes with a brand new year. There's an automatic excitement and anticipation, if you will, that comes with a brand new year. But so often as the year goes on, as we're not doing what we thought we would do, as we're not exceeding our goals, as we're not even achieving our goals, the majority of the population sets a New Year's resolution or a goal at the beginning of the year. By Valentine's Day, most of them are done. They don't even remember what the New Year's resolution is, what they were going after. But whether you are on track with the goals you set at the beginning of the year, or whether you've fallen off, or whether you are kind of plugging along, you're on pace or you're not on pace, it is not too late to salvage the year. Here at Destiny Global, you hear us talk about two numbers a lot. And those numbers are 98 and 2. 98% of the population is dead or dead broke by the age of 65. Only 2% of the population is financially free. And what 98% of the population does at this point is they've already chalked the year up as a loss. They've already written off their goals. They've already written off their stuff, and they're just waiting around through the holidays, through the busiest season of the year. And their plan is, well, I'll just start fresh in January. But what I'm going to tell you is so we're mid to, we're just over the midway point in October, right? And so like what most people are going to do come January, they're going to be like, woo, it's January 1st. Yes, let's build a fire. Let's start a fire. Like, let's go. And they're going to be starting from nothing. They're going to be starting from scratch. They're going to be like getting all remotivated, and then they're going to be ramping up. Okay. And that's 98% of the population, because over the next 2.5 months, they are going to not work with intention. They're not going to be working towards their goals. They're not going to do the things that we're going to go over tonight. But there's going to be some of you that are watching, they're going to do what we talk about tonight. And what you're going to do in the next 2.5 months is you're going to be building a fire now. You're not going to wait until January and then try to start a fire. You're going to build the fire now. And then in January, you're going to pour gasoline on the fire, especially those of you that are going to be at First Steps to Success with us. You're going to pour gasoline on the fire. So while everybody else is going to be trying to build a fire, you're already going to have your fire going and ready to cook. Ready to do the meal, ready to do the dang thing. And so, and in the next 2.5 months, this is where momentum is built. Imagine next year, imagine what you could accomplish if you actually come into the new year with momentum versus trying to start from nothing. It's a huge difference. And when I learned this, I started looking at my Q4, my last couple months of the year, my last 2 to 3 months of the year, completely different. Prior to learning this skill, prior to doing what we're going to talk about tonight, I would just kind of get through the last quarter and then look forward to a fresh start in January. When I learned this, O to the M to the G, like literally a game changer. You know that song, This Is Going to Be a Game Changer? This is a freaking game changer because you change the way you do stuff, if you change the way you look at the last quarter of the year, and it really is loading the bases. It's loading the bases for the new year. Imagine in the first 3 months of the year, just like, this is where we have clients in the first 3 months of the year. They literally, in 3 months, they beat their whole last year's revenue in the first 3 months of the year because they did this. All right, so this last couple months we have left, this is where you're actually going to start building momentum. This is where you're going to be building a fire. And the first thing you want to do is you want to look at what do you want to actually accomplish in these because we have 73 days left in the year. 73 days left until the new year. And if you break that down, we have 52 working days. So 52 Monday through Fridays left in the year. All right, not counting today because today's almost over. It's evening time, depending on where you're watching. And so if you got started tomorrow, you have 73 days left and 52 working days. And so what do you want to accomplish between now and New Year's? What do you want to accomplish in those 73 days you have left in the year? What do you want to accomplish in the 52 working days? That's a lot of days. There's a lot of progress you can make towards your goals in those 52 days. That's a lot. That's a lot of momentum that you can create before the new year comes. And so for some of you that aren't on track to hit your goals, that's okay. Listen, at this point, we can't cry over spilled milk. We can't look at the past and beat ourselves up and be like, I did it again. I'm not on track for my goals. I'm not going to hit my goals. I suck. You telling yourself you suck isn't going to help you get to your goal. It's not going to help you even get closer because it's just not. So it's focusing on the solution, not the problem. It's focusing on what you can do, not what you can't do. It's focusing on the possibilities of what can happen. It's focusing on all of that kind of stuff. The stuff that's going to move you closer to your goals, not the stuff that you didn't do or you messed up or you screwed up. Okay? You're a human being. You're not perfect. It'd be great if we were, but we're not. So just resign to that fact right now. And so what is your goal for the next 73 days? What do you want to accomplish between now and the end of the year? And the more specific you can make it, the better, because nothing becomes dynamic until it becomes specific. And so the more specific, maybe you want to generate, $5 extra $1,000 in revenue or profit, or $10,000 extra in revenue or profit. Or maybe you want to get 10 clients, or maybe you work in network marketing or a home-based business and you want to call 1,000 clients, or maybe you want to call your first 100. Maybe you want to get your first client started this week or next week. And so really breaking it down, maybe you want to save $10,000. Maybe you want to pay $10,000 off of debt or $1,000 off of debt. Or maybe you want to lose, we have 52 days left. So that's approximately 7 weeks. So maybe you want to lose 14 pounds between now and then. Whatever the goal is, make it as specific as possible. Because again, nothing becomes dynamic until it becomes specific. It's not too late. Listen, you might not be able to completely hit the goal you set at the end of the year, but you can at least salvage it. You can at least make a dent in it. You can at least like go for it. And for some of you, you might have to pivot a little bit. But so often, 98% of the population, they see they're not on track. They see they're not going to do what they set out to. And instead of pivoting, instead of giving it their all, instead of accomplishing what they can, they just give up and say, meh, I'll go at it again on January 1st. I'm not going to hit it. I'm not going to accomplish it. Whatever, whatevs. No, it's not too late. So adjust, pivot. For some of you, this is where you press the reset button. This is where you're like, okay, I've been flocking off. I've been getting distracted. I've been talking the talk and I haven't been walking the walk. And this is a time to reset. This is a time to start again. If you had a goal at the beginning of the year to lose 50 pounds, obviously there's 73 days left. You're not going to lose 50 pounds in 73 days, but there's 7 weeks. What if you lost 2 pounds a week times 7? What if you lost 14 pounds? That would be 14 less pounds that you would need to lose next year. You would have a big dent of your goal done before next year even gets here. So number one is really figuring out what is the goal for the last 73 days of the year. What do you want to accomplish? What will you accomplish in these 73 days? And just a really quick tip on this, when you're figuring that out, a great way to do it, you don't want to set something that's super easy. You don't want to set something that's out of reach and like it would take a miracle to do. You want to set something that's just out of reach. Like if I'm reaching and I can't quite grab the salt. It's just out of reach. If my hand was 3 inches longer, then I could get it. Like if the salt's sitting right here in front of me and I'm gonna set a goal to grab the salt. You don't want to set a goal that you can already do. You want it to push you a little bit, but not be so impossible that you just quit and give up in the first week because you're just not gonna do it, okay? So that's number one. Second thing, you want to identify what action steps it's gonna take you to do that. So you're going to reverse engineer the goal. You're going to reverse engineer your plan. You're going to reverse engineer whatever it is that you say you want to accomplish. So if it's weight loss, for example, okay, so if I want to lose 14 pounds, what do I need to do? You probably need to get some healthy food because you're never going to outwork out or outrun a bad diet. So probably plan your meals, plan your food, make sure what you're eating aligns with your goals. Probably get rid of the things that don't align with your goals. Maybe you're going to start working out. Maybe you're going to drink water. You're going to stop drinking soda. Maybe you're going to, have a 12-hour eating window and you're going to start eating at 8. You're going to stop eating at 8. Maybe you're going to do some intermittent fasting. Maybe you're going to, put in a protein shake. Whatever it is, it's your plan and that's okay. But it's identifying what are those action steps that I'm going to have to do? What are the actions that I'm going to have to take to get to my goal? Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. So if you're trying to get to your goal and you're not being deliberate with your actions, you're not going to get there. It's going to be fun to think about it, but then you're just not going to achieve it. It's going to be another thing that you talked about that you didn't work towards or that you didn't do. And so really identify what are those action steps. And again, not busy work. Busyness doesn't get you. There's a difference between being busy and being intentional. All of us can stay busy. All of us can keep ourselves busy. But is the actions we're doing going to get us towards our goal? And so again, nothing becomes dynamic until it becomes specific. So it's recognizing exactly what those actions are. If you want to pay off $5,000 in debt, how much debt is that per week that you need to be paying off? How much debt is it per month? Where's the money going to come from? How much are you going to take out of every paycheck to pay down the debt? If you want to make 100 dials to new prospects, how many dials is that per day? On the days you're working, how many dials is that per week? How many so breaking it down, reducing it to the ridiculous, reducing it down to the daily activity. So you're creating a checklist of, okay, if I do this, this, and this, I'm going to get this. If I do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to get to my goal. Okay. So number 3, identifying distractions that have stopped you from getting there. Identifying the distractions that have stopped you from getting there. It could be procrastination. Maybe you've just procrastinated. And so for me personally, how I like to fight off procrastination is I like to schedule my week heavy at the beginning. So 75% of my work gets done on Monday and Tuesday. I attack at the beginning of the week. Why? Because you attack what's attacking you. And if you're struggling with procrastination, if procrastination is attacking you, don't leave room for it. One of the biggest things that procrastinators do is they start the week slow. They don't start Monday morning strong. They have a case of the Monday morning blues. So they get behind early on in the week and then they get overwhelmed and they have a hard time catching up. Imagine if you slayed the day on Monday. You just set the tone for your week and Monday was the busiest day of your week. That's how it is for mine. I work the most amount of hours on Monday and Tuesday than I work all week. Like literally 75% of my work gets done in the first 48 hours of the week. And then the rest of the week is just buttoning things up, doing some follow-up, like finishing things up. But all the hard stuff is like done the first of the week. And let me tell you, after Monday and Tuesday, I feel like a beast. Like I feel like, dude, like I just freaking rocked it. Like give myself a high five. Versus, well, if we don't do really good the first half of the week, how do we feel? We beat ourselves up. We're like, oh my gosh, we allow stress and anxiety to come on us because we're behind, we're not on track, and all the things. And so identify the distraction. For some of you, it's social media. For some of you, your phone is a huge distractor. So it's when you're working, when you're doing those action steps, maybe you put your phone on airplane mode so that it doesn't distract you. So figuring out what are the distractions, identifying what are the distractions, because if you don't identify them, they're still going to distract you. At least if you figure out what is your weak point, what is your Achilles heel, what is keeping you from getting your goal, then you can manage it. You can shine light on it. And when you shine light on it, it no longer has the same control over you. All right. Number 4, when will you do them? When will you do them? Again, nothing becomes dynamic until it becomes specific. So it's taking all the action steps, all the things that you identified that if I do this, this, and this, I'm going to get to my goal. You know, back in 2014, I was a wife and a mom, and I was in a season where I had retired from the industry, retired from business to have some babies and, just enjoy that season of being a mom. And I had this thing in me. I was morbidly obese. I was busting out of a size 22 and I was like, I want to lose some weight. And so really it was, okay, how much weight do I want to lose? How much is that per week? How much is it per month? And then what action steps do I need to do? And then it was taking those action steps because I knew if I actually did the things, I would get the goal. Like if I did the things, I would actually have what I say I wanted to have. And so then it was taking those and scheduling them into my days, scheduling them into my weeks. Because if you don't schedule them, if you don't set aside time, there's a reason why professional businesses don't just say, show up when you want. There's a reason why they schedule an appointment. And then there's a reason why they remind you about the appointment because they know if they don't schedule the appointment, you just won't show up. They know that in order to get you to show up, they have to schedule the appointment. They have to make the appointment. And then they have to remind you about it. And so you have to make an appointment with yourself to do the work. Okay, so Monday at 8 a.m., I'm going to make 10 dials. Friday at 5 p.m., right after I get paid, I'm going to go online and I'm going to pay $200 down towards the Chase Visa, towards the American Express, towards the mortgage, towards the whatever. Okay, so it's making a plan of when you're going to do that. And a bonus tip that I want to give you, and before I give you the bonus tip, these 4 things these 4 things are simple, but these 4 things can absolutely help you finish your year strong. They can help you salvage what's left of your goals for the year. They can help you end the year on a high, creating momentum coming into 2023. So that when the rest of the world pops their head up January 3rd and it's like, oh, it's a new year. I got some new goals. What do I want to do? And they're actually hitting the ground. You hit the ground running. You celebrate the new year. You celebrate all the things. And then when you get back in the game, your car, your engine is already warm. Your fire is already going. And so bonus tip for all of you, that are in business. If you are in business and you have any kind of product, if you have any kind of service, if you have anything that customers can buy, in, just over a month, we are going to be at Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, which is an amazing holiday. We love celebrating Thanksgiving, like just an amazing time to spend time with family. It's a time of gratitude, a time to be thankful, just a time to celebrate all the things that we have, right? And a time to recognize what we're thankful for. But bigger than that, in your business, is there's going to be people that literally are counting down and have planned to spend money. People are going to be out looking for ways to spend their money for like 4 days, everywhere from Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, all the way till Cyber Monday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So 5 days, people are going to be looking. There are people that make a living just by telling people about deals. Like these are the 5 days of the year where people are looking for deals to spend their money on. Okay? So with that being said, if you have any kinds of products or any kind of service, you want to start planning now of how will I give my customers, because people are looking for what? You got to bait the hook with what the fish wants. So if you're going fishing for clients in those 5 days, what are they looking for? They're looking for deals. They're looking for specials. They're looking for, door busters. They're looking for Black Friday deals, Cyber Monday deals. And that's what they're shopping for. So you've got to put on the hook what the fish wants. You've got to bait the hook with what your customer wants. So if you're smart, you're going to figure out some way to package something to have a Black Friday door buster, a Black Friday deal. And you can do it for as many customers as you want. You can limit it and do it for the first 10 or the first 5 or the first 3, depending on the size of your business and what you do. And then also having a Cyber Monday special. Because there's a lot of people, why do they do Cyber Monday? Because there's a lot of people that pull the trigger on Black Friday, and then there's some that think about it but don't. And then the sale goes away. And then they're like, darn it, I wished I would have. So then they come back around on Cyber Monday and they're like, but hey, wait, there's more. That Black Friday deal is gone, but now we have this Cyber Monday deal. And so for those of you that are in business with a product or service, do not miss the surge of cash flow that's going to be going into the market during those 5 days. Make sure you have positioned yourself to take advantage of everybody on the planet. Listen, people are going to spend their money. You've got to, if you want them to spend it with your company, with your business, you've got to give them a way to be able to do that. And be creative and start now. Don't wait till the week. Many small business owners, many solopreneurs, if you're a coach and you do coaching, you should have a Black Friday special. You should have a Cyber Monday special. And especially if your business is small, put a limit on it. This is only available for the first 3 people that take advantage. This is only available for the first 10 people. Make it exclusive. It adds scarcity. I hope 2 of you caught that, because that right there, but start planning it now. If you need to make some infographics, if you need to create a scheduling link, if you need to do a link for payment, whatever you need to do, if you need to plan a post to talk about it, plan an email to your database. But if you are in business, any sort, you should be planning your Black Friday special, your Cyber Monday special, so that you can get part of the millions and millions and millions of dollars that are going to be spent. It might even be billions. I don't even know how much to spend on Black Friday. If you know, let me know in the comments. It's a freaking crap ton of money so that you can get your share of that money. So thank you so much for watching. Gosh, can you believe we're already in October? I know there's many of you. In just a couple weeks, we are going to be gathering together in a ballroom at Creating a Dynasty, where leaders are birthed. And then I know many of you already got your tickets for First Steps to Success in January. If you don't, go down below to the comments, click the link. There could not be a better way to round out your year and start your year than those 2 events. And it's a money back guarantee. If you go and you don't feel like you've got your money's worth, Destiny Global will give you your money back, no questions asked. That has to tell you how confident the company is in the messaging. We had people at this last event, the last First Steps to Success in September, after the first half of the first day say, okay, I could go home now. Like literally, I came for 3 days. I paid my money. It hasn't even been the first half of the day, and I got all I need. I could go home and still have gotten my value out of the weekend. That says something. There's not a lot of companies that offer a money back guarantee on their products, services, events. And there's not a lot of companies that have client testimonials of people saying within the first 3 hours, I got my money's worth. I could have went home and I could have left. I'm going to stay because I know there's more good stuff. But anyway, so have a great week. Make it a great week on purpose. And we will see you back here 2 weeks on Wednesday for another success tip. Every Thursday, the CEO of the company, Mr. Ken Brown, is live with Coffee with Ken, as well as Dr. April Brown. And make sure you don't miss that. So thanks for watching, and we will see you on the flip side.